There's been so much Monster Hunter Wilds content released over the past week that it's kinda hard to not see specific videos tailored towards exploits and guides. As soon as I open YouTube or wherever else I get my gaming content from, I can't help but notice a little trend. It's only been a week and we are already seeing exploit videos for farming materials and guides on the best weapon and armor sets. If you have a lack of endgame or content to go through after watching such exploits and guides, you kinda did that to yourself. And yes, the endgame is not as exciting in terms of weapon and decoration farming. Everything else can be up to you. Hunters old and new, welcome. I want to talk about why exploits and guides suck for your first playthrough and why playing the game blindly is more or less the far better option. So without further ado, let's get into it. This is a small situation, to be honest. Nothing really that serious, but I wanted to share my thoughts on this nonetheless. I'm a firm believer in playing games with little to zero guidance for the first playthrough, but specifically for Monster Hunter Wilds, this couldn't be any more true. When you get into the game fresh and ready to set off on your new adventure, no guide, no handholding, no exploits of any kind, unless the game holds your hand deliberately, which it does, you can truly experience the joy and fun the game has to offer. Believe it or not, being lost and getting frustrated is part of the experience and charm of Monster Hunter. It's a big world filled with lore and mystery for you and your friends to find out. For you to look up a guide on how to farm for specific materials through means of exploitation, or what godlike armor set and weapon to use to never faint and breeze through endgame, destroys the whole purpose of you playing the game in the first place. Yes, the combat will fundamentally still be there for you to enjoy, but trust me when I say the grind won't be as genuine and or impactful to you. At least it wouldn't for me. My character just wouldn't feel like mine at that point. An artificial hunter, if you may. I'm not here to tell you how you should enjoy the game you paid your hard-earned money with, but what I can tell you is how taking your time to understand mechanics and flow of the game can impact your view on Wilds and the series as a whole. Please don't take my ramblings the wrong way. I just want anyone and everyone to understand Monster Hunter before dropping it and calling it a bad game because of performance issues. Maybe it's a perspective kind of thing, when it comes to performance at least. I've always played Monster Hunter on handhelds before World, so performance and graphics were never a huge deal to me. But I'd be a liar if I didn't say 80 FPS and up isn't visually more appealing. So to boil it all down, if you're a new hunter, play the game on hard mode essentially. Get lost. Figure things out. Find new secrets. Overcome a wall. Completing all these obstacles on your own volition is an amazing feeling. I promise you. And if you're an old world hunter like me, be wise and give advice to newcomers that will give them ideas on how they can go about adventuring, especially when they do hit endgame. And look, I like making builds just as much as the next hunter. Once I hit endgame is when it feels absolutely right to search and get inspiration from a build maker. But on the other hand, there are 14 weapons, many armor sets with many skills to play around with. There's no need to hold the hand of a newcomer, especially since Wilds does that pretty well in general. Monster Hunter Wilds may have a story focus this time around, but the real story is how you go about playing the game and making your hunter perfect for you. And if your veteran friends care about you, they won't hold your hand all the way through. They more than likely would rather watch you struggle for hours and give you tips here and there as you form yourself into a badass hunter that they know you can be. Also, if you download the health bar mod on PC, I high-key think you wasted your money buying the game. A health bar defeats the purpose of monster hunting. You have plenty of tell signs to assist you when a monster is weak and ready to perish or be captured. Something I won't get into in this video, but just don't download it. It's kinda lame. I've been playing Monster Hunter Wilds for about a week already, at least from the time of this recording. And man, time flies when you're having fun. In fact, I've been having so much fun that I haven't edited the 60 plus hours of recordings that I have accumulated. Yeah, I'm slacking, but I had a plan for the week. I decided to take launch week as a time to enjoy the game to its fullest. No distractions, no opinions. Just me and any of my friends that were willing to play the game with me. I did that for a week straight, and needless to say, one of the best weeks of my life. I went into the game as blind and as open as possible, hoping for the best experience possible. Now, I won't lie, I did watch 2 reviews from 2 unbiased OGs of the series, but they were only about a week into the game themselves, so there's nothing that they could have told me that could have impacted my mind going into the game. My experience from my week playing the game was phenomenal. I thoroughly enjoyed the story as a Monster Hunter story. I'll talk more about that when I get around to making my story gameplay videos. I had a few hiccups, like the obvious performance issues and crashing, and at the very least the crashing was resolved after the first day, for me, but performance is still the talk of the town. Actually, one of my boys from my hunting group has this one ongoing bug that's been plaguing him since the game's launch, and it's only happened to him and him alone. The online aspect of the game won't allow him to play with specific people without getting kicked out of a quest immediately. He can't even connect others via link party. You can forget environment link. Mind you, this only happens when he has crossplay enabled. He's also on PC. It's weird because we have damn near identical specs, but I'm able to do crossplay relatively easy. So it's gotta be some kind of network issue like NAT type or something like that, or an actual bug on the dev's part. I couldn't tell you what the root cause is, as we have tried every fix in the book. If anyone has found a fix for this specific problem, I'm all ears. Just leave a comment on this video. But other than that, I've had 0 issues with Monster Hunter Wilds, and I'm looking forward to hundreds of hours more. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my thoughts on farming exploits and guides, and why it's more of a detriment than a positive towards your first playthrough of Monster Hunter Wilds. And if you're a guide and exploit enjoyer, there ain't a thing wrong with that. It's alright to support your fellow YouTube guide maker as they took the time themselves to research and play the game for their audience. But exploits, I don't agree with making them known unless it's for the purpose of getting it fixed, so bringing it to the attention of the developers. You may not have the time to grind like others can, but you do want the best gear and the best materials as fast and efficient as possible, just so you don't feel left behind. I get it. Grinding ain't for everyone. But here are my questions for all of you. After watching guides, during or before your first playthrough for Wilds, how did it change your overall experience and feelings for the game, especially going into endgame? Versus, if you did not click on any guides or exploits for your first playthrough, how has your experience been? I read all comments and reply to all of them, so feel free to leave one. Like and subscribe if this topic interests you, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Happy hunting, and peace.